Hello everybody and welcome. My name is UK and today something a little bit different. Today we're actually going to be looking at this leverless fight pad, the Haute 42. This is the G13, currently available on Amazon. It's basically a fight stick controller for fighting games. Leverless, not what I'm used to at all, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to compare it to what I'm used to and basically just give you my opinion on going from lever stick to leverless and what I think of the hautepad. So stick around and let's have a chat. Okay, so if you're anything like me and you've been playing fighting games for a while now, chances are you've been using these big old fight sticks. This is the Mayflash F500 Elite. You got this thing on Amazon a while back. Great fight stick. It's Sanwa buttons, Sanwa lever. Works really well in 2D games, but recently started playing Tekken and doesn't really work too well for me for that, and I'll explain why. I went ahead and picked up the G13, the hautepad, based on a bunch of recommendations on Amazon as a good entry-level starter fight pad. Had crazy reviews, everybody was singing its praises, so I think it was $75 at the time when I picked it up. And yeah, so this is a leverless controller. It comes from China. There are several different rebrands and variations of this, but I've left a link to this one. This was the one that I picked up and it's since changed names, so I've left a link directly to this one that I'm reviewing now in the description below. Just a heads up, they are affiliate links, so if you end up buying anything from those, I do get a kickback from that. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about this and what I think. I mean, 75 bucks, is it any good? It's half the price of the Mayflash, and the Mayflash is quite a cheap controller. So, I mean, surely it can't be that good, right? Well, let me tell you, I love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. For Tekken, this thing is just a joy to use. There is a learning curve, and we'll go over that here in a little while. But right off the bat, if you sit at your desk and your posture is normally like a good typing posture, and you pop this on the desk and you can get a nice wrist rest, oh man, this thing is the most satisfying gaming controller I think I've ever used. And that's primarily because the switches are so satisfying. They are essentially, they are just keyboard switches. Just regular, like Cherry MX keyboard switches. Now, if you're into mechanical keyboards at all, then you know switches, right? I'm a bit of a nerd, I love switches. And the stock switches that came with this are actually incredible. They're like just the perfect amount of resistance and tactility. They also make a great noise, especially when you mash. Now, I don't suggest you mash in Tekken, but man, do I enjoy using this controller. This thing is so satisfying. I'm gonna get it plugged in. I'm gonna take a deeper dive. Let's go. Okay, so here is the box. The hautepad Plus G13 ships in. And inside you just basically get a bag, little instruction book. We'll look at that in a minute. Inside the bag, this is actually kind of cool. You get an extra switch in case you break one. You get a switch puller. You get these little nubbins, and then you get some rubber feet for the bottom. And then that's the bag. The hautepad comes in. And then the hautepad itself, so it has two USB ports, so you can plug it in either on the top or on the side. I usually have it plugged in on the side, but just for today's video, I think we'll leave it there. So yeah, this is the hautepad G13, and I think that refers to the amount of switches. But coming from a fight stick, the layout is going to be, really familiar. You're going to have to get used to having your fingers in a neutral position. It's kind of ergonomic, like you can get used to it. But basically, the same layout, the same button layout. You've still got the same markings here for your 1, 2, 3, 4, or X, Y, A, B, or square, circle, triangle, whatever. So this is all kind of mapped out how it would be traditionally on a normal controller. The only difference is you're going to have back, down, forward, and then these two are both up. I've got used to this one, but you can use that one. So jump or up is there. So your natural resting position is going to look something like this. Something to note, which I really didn't take into account when I first got this controller, and that was the size of these buttons. And I will show you in a second, but compared to my fight stick, these buttons, they're considerably smaller, and that's because they are, you know, just a really small keyboard switch, obviously with these custom covers, which are very nice, by the way. I'm impressed with the build quality of this fight pad for what I paid for it. However, like using this, you can hear it's clicky and it's tactile, and you can swap these switches out for any switch you want. But coming from, and I'll show you the differences, coming from a fight stick where you've got a much bigger spread of the buttons is definitely going to be a learning curve. Now, there's all kinds of macros and functions this thing will do, but I'm just going to talk about how I've been using it for Tekken 8 compared to the fight stick. And that is exactly the same. So mapping my left hand, which is used to the stick, to back, down, forward, up, and then learning, you know, your Hadoukens become that. You know, your back forward, your forward back, your forward down back. It's mapping what you're used to on a stick on a pad. You get all of the functionality of a traditional controller. You get your start, back, home, and then you can rebind left button, right button. These are for like trigger buttons and stuff like that. You can rebind all of these in the software. Haven't done that, I haven't needed to. It's plug and play with Windows PC, plug it in, and then you just go into whatever fighting game, set your jump, crouch, back, forward, and you're good to go. As you can see, it's fully RGB. It'll cycle through patterns. In the manual here, it will show you how you can change the different modes and the different levels of RGB. Not going to get into that too much. Just want to talk about the build quality. It's absolutely incredible. It's very well made. The back is gorgeous. I mean, it just looks like a really, I have no idea how they can manufacture something like this for $72, $75 shipped. It's manufactured so well. It's such a pleasing piece of kit, and I really do enjoy using it. The stock key switches, they come with it. I'm not sure what they are. They are some kind of, they're not Gatoron, they're north facing RGB. I'm not sure what they are, but you can pop these out if you use the keycap puller. It might just pop out. Let's go ahead and do that and show you. Got him. All right, so yeah, just a bit of a heads up. No idea where I was grabbing it. I was in there pretty tight. Don't be scared to kind of get under there and really pull on them. But you'll see there, it's just so this is a standard mechanical keyboard PCB, standard pins, and it's hot swap, so you can do this while it's all plugged in. But yeah, don't be scared if you're going to change out these switches. You can put like Cherry MXs in, you can put speed cells in. I think Gatoron Black Inks would work really well because they are a lot firmer. They'll be a lot more resistant. So if you're prone to accidental button presses while you're resting your fingers, maybe look into that. But so far, these stock ones have been fantastic. I really like them. They sound good, they feel good, they're lasting good. I'm not getting like weird ghosting inputs or anything. Like everything's just kind of working as it should. And then to replace, you just put it back, stick your cap back on, there you go. You're good to go. So that is the key switches, the functionality, usability again, coming from the coming from this big old thing to this. It's quite a It's quite a size difference. You are going to have to get used to it. I thought this was going to be bigger based on the pictures. I thought it was going to be like this big and I could rest it on my lap, similar to how I rest the Mayflash, but that's not the case. It's actually kind of tiny. But what I do is I put my keyboard, I basically slide my keyboard up, slide this down, then I've got my wrist rest right there, and then that gives me like a really nice ergonomic look to get my to get in my zone and to get better. Now let's jump back up and wrap this up. Let me tell you exactly what I think of this. Yeah, the build quality of this thing, again, it's just truly crazy to me how they can produce something of this quality, this build quality for this price. I mean, it's just a really good looking piece of kit, but it feels solid, right? You know, when you're using a fight stick or any kind of controller, like a PS5 DualSense controller or anything like that, you want it to feel like, you know, you can rage and, right? And yeah, this is built for that. Like, there have been many Tekken losses that I would argue shouldn't have been losses, and this poor thing has taken the brunt of my frustrations out on it. But for 72 bucks, I'm switching from something that was double the price. I'm just using this all the time now in Tekken. I just taken the wires out. I'll put them in its stow box, and this thing's gone in a drawer because I'm just using this thing now. So do I recommend this? Absolutely. For 3D games, Tekken specifically, absolutely. For 2D games, Capcom like Street Fighter 6, Marvel vs. Capcom, that sort of stuff, maybe, I don't know. I've not used it yet. I know I can do a lot of the more complex inputs on this. I've been practicing quite a lot. I just feel they're going to be a lot, especially the double inputs, so like double quarter circles and stuff like that. I feel like you're going to get that a lot better on a traditional stick. But for 3D games where directional inputs 1 2 1 1 2 2 1, stuff like that, Tekken stuff, this is the way to go. And specifically this one, it is priced amazingly. It's built bonkers good. It looks awesome. It's completely user modifiable. I've not even talked about the little LCD screen there that kind of lights up when you hit the buttons, and you can flash this. You can do all kinds of tournament stuff to make it like legal in tournaments. Like, this thing's got like way more than you would ever need in terms of features, and again, 75 bucks. It's crazy good price. So this sits on my desk. It just lives on my desk now. It's like a kind of cool RGB accessory. But it does everything it's supposed to do, and it's like really fun to use. I find myself like between matches, I'll just be, you know, spamming my combos, getting that muscle memory going. Switching took me about 2 days. It was about 2 days of practice to go from, you know, being reasonably okay with a fight stick in Tekken to reasonably okay in Tekken with the pad. But I don't know. I'm really glad I made the switch. I think you will be too. Honestly, these pads and the way they're made and just the look, the feel, the build quality, I really couldn't be happier with this. So yeah, if you have any questions about the hautepad, about the Mayflash, don't ask me anything about Tekken because I'm only orange rank and it seems like I'm hard stuck orange rank, but maybe in the next video I'll give you an update and I'll finally get to red ranks. Until then, I've been UK, you've been fantastic. I'll see you in the next one.